Hello and welcome to this wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on Food Chain Hunter. Food Chain Hunter comes from the quest of the same name that wants us to play beasts that have 1, 3, 5, and 7 attack, thus going up the food chain, which our eventual reward is, I'm going to say Shook or Shock, Jungle Tyrant, which is basically a fine creature that discovers you some beast and makes them cheap. I will say something about this particular quest. This quest is not good. It is fun for somebody like me who likes to brew, but even I can acknowledge that most of the quests that came out of the Lost City are not good. You can't really change the way they're designed that much and make them good, especially in WoW. It's just not going to happen. So, this is one of those lists that I'm going to say, don't bother with this particular list. Let somebody like me waste their time and their money / dust, and you go on living your life. Now, for the rest of the list, basically what the deck wants to do is complete the quest as fast as possible. Just try and beat down our opponent with whatever creatures we can either have in our deck or generate from the shock. For 1-cost beast, we have Scarab Keychain. Just a fine creature that discovers a card. There's not a whole lot of great 1-attack beasts that are like even remotely good. This is the best that I could find or could think of off the top of my head. In terms of 3-attack, we have several more. Grazing Stegodon, for reference, can be any number of the attacks we need for our quest, but usually Grazing Stegodon is at minimum one of the 3s, but again, it could be a 5 or a 7. Life Drinker also qualifies in this. Shock Spitter also. Twisted Frostwing also. Also Hollow Hound, now that I think about it, would also qualify. In terms of 5-attack minions, single copy or 5-attack beast minions or creatures. Single Ravasaur Matriarch. Again, a fine creature that can sometimes remove a thing, thus sort of replacing the card that you play. Muckless Champion, just a nice, okay beater that can also make your otherwise subpar creatures a little bit better by making them bigger. Trampling Rhino, good card, can often remove a thing when it comes into play, and can also go over the top. And Magma Hound, another one of those, comes into play, removes a thing, damage also goes over the top. Kind of a theme in this particular list of trying to make the best of a, quote, bad situation. That is what the food chain is as a deck and what it demands in its cards. 7-attack minions, we only have 2. The Petrowing Ravager, another one of those cards that is a beast that can come into play and will oftentimes remove a thing, thus replacing the card that you play. Of course, other 7-attack minion can be, again, the Grazing Stegodon. Just depends on when you draw it. Beyond this package of odd, at best, mid-power cards, we have as much glue as we can to hold this thing together. Rexar's Gift, Exarch Niel, I want to say Niel. I've never actually heard this character's name said in person. Basically gives us repeatable tracking so that we can try and, again, complete the quest as quick as possible, as efficiently as possible, and having access to a tracking on your hero power is nice. Harpoon Gun and the weapons, again, for removal, are, in this case, some card draw 2. Xavius, basically a minion tracking with upside. Cattle Wrestler can get some of our more expensive beasts down in cost. All of these things are just trying to get our, again, really good flavor-wise quest, but power level and actual usability-wise, not great quest. And that is the very bare-bone basics of the list. Again, I mean, if you really want to play it, go ahead, you'll have fun, like I've had fun. But if you want a deck that's even remotely good, don't touch this. Honestly, any of the Lost City quests are not it. One last thing before we go. Again, because I've missed some uploads, the Lost City of Angora mini set has been released for like 2 days. I have one deck that I've really thought about that's been in testing, but this list has been in the chamber, for lack of a better word, for a while. So I want to get this one done before we go on to the Lost City of Ungoro mini set decks, however many there might be from that set. Anywho, with all of that out of the way, now we'll go on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our food chain hunter. Honestly, perfectly fine. Gonna be honest, Death Knights are 9 times out of 10, in my experience, some of the infinite plague kind of Death Knight. If we're gonna win it all, because you can technically win, like, it'll happen, we gotta apply a lot of pressure and hope they don't find the Hala or whatever the legendary creature that makes their plagues infinite. Cult Neophyte? What am I... Okay. That's an odd one, but sure. We have a 3. We have a 5. The Harpoon Gun with its dredge will hopefully find us either the 1 cost or a 7 cost. Fingers crossed. Harpoon Gun. Removal. Maybe we find what we're looking for. Okay, that is what we wanted. Perks of all the... I would say it's a happy accident, but it wasn't. It was an intentional decision of all the food chain quest requirements being beast. Your Harpoon Gun's always going to reduce the beast you find. There's one of the... No, oh, no, that's not the plague one I thought it was. That's fine. Yeah, Ravager still. Get rid of the biggest thing. Removal down the other one. That's still not it. We'll go ahead and do a Life Drinker. This is one of those quests that this kind of speaks to, like, the strength of the quest, I guess. You really don't strictly need to complete the quest for the deck to sometimes get some wins. Sometimes you can just try and beat your opponent down with some weird, goofy creatures, and sometimes you'll have this... Like, actually, you know, it is a nice payoff, but sometimes, you know, that payoff's all you're going to get, for lack of a better way to describe it. Honestly, I want to... Yeah, we'll just get rid of the little Murloc dude. The Mermy is an odd inclusion, which, like, kind of points me in the direction of maybe it's like a Reno list. That's fine. We don't mind that, really. 3, a 5, and a 7. I don't want to die, so we're just going to do more of the Terror Wings, and we're going to try and remove their board. Life Drinker. Another one of those was an actually, like, intentional decision, since this deck is already, like, trying to do too much cute stuff. Life Drinker both advances the quest and can help to, like, stabilize our life total. I did say earlier that we do kind of need to, like, go faster, but that was under the assumption that it's a plague deck, but I think it's a Reno deck, so I don't think it's going to matter how fast we go if they have access to, like, a board wipe at any time. In the meantime, I guess Muckless Champion. Now we're just looking for the 1 cost. Needless to say, getting rid of the big dude first. Don't want to commit too hard into any one given board, since I assume they're going to have access to, like, hero power or hero card Reno, or, like, actual Zephyrus, or even, like, yeah, Death Knight does have, like, a pretty good suite of removal. And again, I don't think we've seen a single duplicate card yet. So yeah, we don't want to go too deep into any given board. We will play the Magma Hound, though. This is one of those... If they want to, you know, pull the trigger, for lack of a better word, on a creature with a board, or sorry, a board with a creature, that's fine. It's not. Pardon the burp. It's not Reno. Okay, so maybe I should have just been applying the pressure. Yeah, they're okay. They're not. They're just running a weird list. Okay. We made a bad call. We did find the scarab, though. Okay, take that. So yeah, I guess we will actually go back to applying the pressure. I thought we were doing some weird stuff. Cower and Fear is actually pretty good. 3 damage to a minion, next beast we play, of which Shock is 1. Generally, you're going to find some pretty good high beast, usually. Agamagon's actually pretty good. Asphyxiodon, also pretty good. We'll do Backstage Bouncer. Go bonk there. We're going to do the Asphyxiodon. They might still have access to some of the various like board sweepy tools that are available to Death Knight as a whole. I wasn't paying the most attention to their rune combination. I know they had the, I think one Unholy is the 5/5 Corpse with Rush card. I don't think I've seen any other. I don't think I've seen any other cards that have runes. Or I might just be blind and dumb. Also possible. Okay, just kill him. 9, 10, 16, 16. 16, 3, 19, 19. 321, not quite. In the meantime, go face. We'll actually play the bouncer now, turning the 1/1 into another bouncer. Yeah, we're doing good. There's no reason to spend more resources. We're already threatening lethal. We might even be able to get it from hand, actually. With the old Agamagon, the Shock Splitter would actually do 3... I might have had lethal there. I forgot about the Agamagon cost being our opponent costing. Okay, so it's just Unholy. So yeah, we definitely have lethal now. I forgot about the old Agamagon making the Shock Splitter's cost be life lost for our opponent. We take that. It's not even going to be that deep. But we still take those. And credit given, it's actually like a different list that isn't just like the Plague list in Deathlight. So I'm very happy to also see other people trying things. Anywho, pretty good showing for game 1. And even, I mean, I still stand by the fact that I don't think this deck is like going to be that great. It's technically functional, if not underpowered and not great. Like, you can, in fact, you know, clearly get wins with this thing. You're just, it's going to be a hard and rough time for most decks that are much more popular in the format. Anywho, on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little food chain hunter. Against a shaman. Could be a load of things. Throw back the gifts, and again, just look for beasts to progress the quest. Okay. Those technically are what I asked. There we go. I was about to say those are technically what I asked for, but this is more what I had in mind. Pardon the noises outside, but, you know, living in a society and all that, to quote that very old man. Why is our opponent in the tank so much for? It's turn 1. This tells me nothing. Coin? That wouldn't be coin. Wouldn't that be coin? Oh, I guess there's possible. Okay, I answered my own question. Keychain first. Find things to do. Yeah, sure. Not the most exciting, but it'll probably come into use at some point. See what our opponent does. I wasn't paying attention. Come on, opponent. I'd like to see what card you played. Okay, what did you actually play? Lightning reflexes. Okay. That's fine. Gotcha. 3, 2, 1. Sorry about that. And we're back. Hatchet. Go ahead and trade. Don't love this. It was really going to be our 7 cost here, but if we need to, we can always just walk up, you know, the chain to it manually. Sweet dog freaking out because mom's outside. Is mom outside, buddy? Let's get him outside. I'm not going to waste the axe on that. Okay, what are you going to do? Hero power pass. Our opponent isn't really doing a whole lot. I mean they're playing cards, but like not enough that'll tell me anything about what their deck is. Pardon the crunching. I'm hungry, and it's dinner time. Sorry about that. I was really hungry and I had to chew one through. The only thing that makes any sense to play. I guess we will go ahead and charge the hammer. Okay, I believe Shaman and Paladin didn't get an Excavate payoff till the mini set, and then they got it's like one of the Sir Finleys that, like, if you've excavated so many times, like, turn the whole board into random Murlocs or something like that. I don't think I've seen a duplicate of another card, so I guess Reno's always on the table. Although I do treat Reno as a bit of a boogeyman. But I'm a hurt man when it comes to the whole design of cards. I'm assuming he's gonna take that damage and trade into my dude. Yeah. What? That's... okay. That certainly is an option. That helps. Ravager, just to make some progress. Get rid of the biggest thing. Honestly, I'm just going to play the corner to slow his board down. He might play something big and scary next turn, and we might have, hate ourselves for doing that, but what are you going to do? Let's see. Gives 3 mana, so we do the Twisted Frostwing and a Stegodon next turn. Still don't think we've seen a duplicate. I mean, it's not like this... I was going to say, so... My standard response is so I don't normally run a particularly large board, but in a deck like this, you're not really going to get that anyway. Play the Frostwing, trade into the biggest thing. Can't sadly play Shock this turn at all. Guess we play the Stegodon. Not for nothing. And this is kind of course, going to be the case when the more recent a card has been released. The pool of what you can discover that meets the criteria is, of course, small. So it helps the power level somewhat, but this is one of those quests that Not only is it designed poorly, and again, you really shouldn't play this unless you, love the challenge. But my point being is that not only is the quest not the greatest designed, this is one of those beasts that's only going to get worse over time when the card pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Which is unfortunate, because I do genuinely enjoy, like, the idea and the flavor behind the quest. Okay, that reeks of Reno to me. But yeah, I enjoy the flavor of the quest, and it's still fun. Like, I can enjoy it, but I, enjoy weird decks all the time, so meh. Ooh. Yeah, crush. Why not? Sure. Krakatoa. And the Protest. Why not? Do we... Honestly, yeah, we'll just do Crab. Are we threatening lethal? 10, 14, 14, 9, 23? 23... Okay, yeah, 23 and 8 is fucking 20. I was right, Reno, thank God. I'm not always making it up. That's fine. We're okay with that. Come on and pass the turn. As he uses... Wait, did we go first? I thought we went first. Nah, anyway. It don't matter. Do a cattle wrestler. Well, we're not really doing a whole lot. Not terrible. Guess we'll do the Pearl Tusk, just as a big scary guy, and do a King Crush. Once again, we're just trying to get a position where we can threaten lethal. Don't exactly do that, but it's more so we're trying to make our opponent scared and use whatever, Reno-esque answer they have. Or just, like traditional removal, like a Hex or something would really goof this board up. Or like a Reno into a Shadow Word Death or whatever that gets all the big dudes, etc., etc. It's not a board clear, but we're getting there. Altered Chord. I mean, okay, he got to the answers. Does he use the hero power because it's actually free? Apparently not. Come on. Doesn't use it. They would take that. That's a dude on board that didn't normally deserve to be. Yeah, Magma Hound. Trade it free. Go face with the rest. Do some hero power. Most of our board, I'd be very surprised if this board lives this turn. But we're in a good spot. Not for nothing. See how long it stays, but let's see, even if he, let's see, 2 mint damage here, takes it down to 3. It's 1 to every other one, right? Oh, it's 2. Okay, so this would do 3. Goes down to 2, gets rid of this, leaves me with just a Magma Hound. Not the worst place to be. Our opponent's taking so long. My dinner's getting cold. Looking for a small bite that isn't gonna crunch too much. Probably gonna mute while we're crunching. And our opponent is doing the square root of fuck all. So be back in 2 seconds. There we go. And there's the aforementioned text. Homeboy's order is all over the place. Do we? I don't... Hang on, we might have lethal. You know what, honestly, even if we don't, math is for blockers. I think this is still the right play to make. Hero power, buffs our board. Board goes face. Yeah, okay. Math is for blockers. And I still maintain that this deck is not the greatest. And I really don't think you should play it, again, unless you really like just trying weird decks. But if you're looking for an even remotely like competent deck, this is not the one, if we're being entirely honest. But if you want to, sure, go ahead. And it's pretty budget friendly as long as you have the quest and beast that meet the requirements to complete said quest. As long as you have those things, you'll be fine. Again, I apologize for the all over the nature of recording, but just issues in my life require certain changes to be made, and sometimes videos have to suffer, and I apologize. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.